Well, they'll be calling you a radical. This is a historic, important video, and I hope I have enough camera. This is where the Russian Woodpecker movie debuted. I worked on this building. I could write a book just on that whole nightmare, how that played out. I've worked on lots of these buildings, lots of them. It's sad to watch this in Art Deco decay. I could tell you stories about hundreds of it, because I worked on them all from the time I was a young guy. Up and down 25th. Washington Boulevard, I have dozens of them. So, as you know, if you haven't seen the 60 Minutes documentary, you need to watch it. You need to watch it. So, it debuted last night about Madison. You know, as I do my work right there where she says she got hit, multiple people at the building next door to the West Wing of the White House, you know I'm right there all the time, all the time. And you think about who was the most famous Fukushima activists in the world at the time, Kevin Blanch. Now, you know, I've got AML leukemia, just the odds of me going into a bone marrow transplant center on 11/11, that's millions to one, is the way I'm scrolling. I mean, you don't think I was public, well, not public, I mean, whoever did this, enemy number one. I went crazy in 2016. I was at the Bernie Sanders rally and at the Donald Trump rally in Salt Lake, and I'm telling you, it hit me. I don't know, I've never felt anything like, and I'm a tough dude. Because, you know, I was given 2 months to live 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. Fimbo Peterson and Dr. Hansen saved my life. And so, it's coming out now. You know, everybody thought I was crazy. I'm like, no. That was in March of 2016. And, you know, I was uninsured. I flipped down my stock portfolio in 2016. I told Vincent, I'm not poor. Here's my stock portfolio, misdiagnosed. And he's like, fork it over, and I did. All my Tesla and Apple stock gone. I was a self-made guy. I always had a lot of money over. My life has been devastated since, and I mean devastated. AML leukemia, given 2 months to live. And then, of course, 2016, what happened to me? Whoa, I went to every emergency room there was. Michael Hawkins at Ogden Regional. Go see your dentist overnight, just bleeding out of my face. I mean, videos to prove it all. Every emergency room, I hit them all, and they're like, no, I couldn't figure out what's wrong. No, but I had some of the best doctors in the world. I was under AML leukemia. They couldn't figure out. They're like, we have no clue what it is. I mean, her symptoms, she describes exactly what happened to me. Exactly. And, you know, I've never been the same since. You know, it's important that I do this video here, because this is where they thought he was crazy, remember? Remember, have you ever read the book? Have you ever watched it? That's back when the Sundance Film Festival still was, before it was pay to play. You know, one of the, well, it was always pay to play. Put this in your film festival. The Artisan Blanche. What a story mine's been. What a path. It's an impossible path. It's absolutely impossible. But 2016, in March, the day of the Bernie Sanders rally and the Trump rally, I never, you know, I was like, what just happened? Oh my God. Well, you've been in the sun. I went to Smith's on 40th and give me a juice. You know, it was the day Weber State was playing in the tournament. And I got out of the car and almost, my equilibrium was gone. My vertigo was gone. It never happened to me in my life. And I'm not paranoid. I'm the opposite of paranoid. My poor mother. I was one of those kids that, I've always been way too big of a risk taker. That's why I have all these scars all over me. Including that one. I mean, my poor, I don't know how I didn't die. I was one of those. I was diagnosed as autistic, but then they changed it to Asperger. But I was one of those guys that, for fun, when I was a little kid, I'd crawl on roofs. I was crazy. I've always been crazy as far as risk taking. I mean, Dr. Cooley, I remember when I graduated the number school of business at Weber State. I taught there, whatever. Dr. Cooley says 99.99% of people don't take enough risk. Except there's exceptions. Kevin Blanch, he takes too much. So I'm not paranoid. I'm the opposite of paranoid. I mean, I'm so extroverted, it always has been. And, you know, people for years and years says they're attacking you. You're the #1 enemy. I mean, you think about it. I had the field then, big time. And flipping the can, the art form, that's so effective. I mean, I was competing with BBC, Reuters, ABC, and I was winning. And because of retention, I knew what I was doing. Flipping the same can, the fuck, the intensity. And the thing is, thousands of people come to me. They're coming after you. Think about the timing of my cancer. I'm like, no, don't believe it. Don't believe it. And they're like, really? You're going to take on? And I have my theories who's doing this. I believe it's a off a satellite, and it's a microwave. Yeah, but that's what the United States government is saying. The United States government intelligence, Havana syndrome, they're saying exactly this. It's been happening. Edward Snowden in Park City, at the Egyptian. I'm friends with Mrs. Eccles. She put my question up. I went in. Is it true that you reported the only thing the Guardian? I asked Glenn Greenwald, the Guardian, at the University of Utah. Well, how come you want to put out 1/10 of the chip snow job? And he read from me. There's pictures of his attorneys with me. I'm in the theater. I watched it. My question went up. Well, you said there's another level to the head of the top of the CIA. You got to the top. Yeah. And it was global oligarchs. He said that on 60 Minutes, just like she said that. Just like Leslie Saul, Lake Barron on Fukushima. It took you 2,188 days to tell you what Kevin Blanch told you in 1 hour. This is the CIA, whoever these people are, actively trying to kill activists. Snowden's answer, yes. And I'm not paranoid. I'm the opposite of paranoid. Everybody used to tell me that. Well, I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I'm not paranoid. I'm the opposite of paranoid. That's why I have all these scars over me. Anybody that knows me in this town knows I'm way too big of a risk taker. I'm fearless. Always have been. Oh yeah, she's still going. So I walk through the valley of the shadow. I'm not Kevin Blanch, a Russian woodpecker on a picnic. I have my theories who's doing this. And it's well documented now. The United States, just look up Havana syndrome. This is the United States Intelligence Government's report. Last night, this woman on 60, it made me cry. You know, I watched it on YouTube this morning because I don't have a TV. But, you know, I was a multimillionaire. You know, self-made guy in this town, 7th generation, you know. What's the odds of me getting leukemia? The odds of me going into the bone marrow transplant, 11, 11, 11. After I'm scrimming everything, it's impossible. Me leading the Million Mass March, set up right there where she's at. Right there where she said she was hit. I'm there all the time. The Peace Vigil, I mean. Oh boy, what a journey, huh? What a journey. You know, it's where it debuted right here. Historic video. I went to every emergency room and thing, and they just blew me off. They couldn't, I mean, I don't know how he died. Then finally I had open heart surgery. I mean, it's been devastating. I've never been sent. Right. And that was in March of 2016. I was at the Bernie Sanders rally, then I was downtown Salt Lake, and I was on Fox News screaming about Fukushima, you know, to Trump. And that's when it hit me. That's when it hit me, and I'm like, what the fuck happened? And I drove to southbound, and I said, get a juice, and I got a juice. I got out of the car, and I almost fell down. And I'm like, what the hell? Just what she said. Light delivery was gone. I'm like, whoa. I went into the Union and watched Weaver State get beat in the tournament. And I was like, then it was ugly. I mean, I don't know how I'm alive. Michael Hawkins, Ogden Regional Medical Center, told me to go see my dentist, you know, as I collapsed. Emergency open heart surgery. I mean, it's been ugly. I mean, ugly. You know, though I walked through the valley of the shadow of death. Artisans in Ogden, American can. What a path this has been. What an incredible internet kettling. You kettle me, I'll kettle you. I'm the guy that invented the term. Wow, I kept going like me. Stan Toonen. Though I walked through the